Battlefield 4 Day 1 patch. So I've been playing the game for about 12 hours straight now. I'm extremely tired, but I have some really good impressions of the game, and I want to talk about the Day 1 patch that has been released as well. My first impressions of the game are sort of 75% good, 25% bad. Of course, it is the first day that the game has actually been out, and that's the reason why there's been a Day 1 patch. So I just want to give you a full review of what I've experienced so far, and the reason why the patch has actually probably been released. Ultimately, the first thing you're going to notice when you play the game is how beautiful it looks. The game looks absolutely stunning in ultra settings on PC. I was really surprised. I didn't think it was going to look that good. In the beta, I was only playing it on medium to low settings to make sure I could hit that 60 FPS target, but I can comfortably play this game on high settings and hit 60 FPS with a 7970 GHz graphics card, so I'm a happy guy in that respect. One thing I will mention, in playing the beta, I've actually now gained confidence in the game, because in the beta there was so much grey going on that it just didn't look like a very nice map, and to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be playing Seas of Shanghai all that much after the beta, but in the final game the colours are there, it's very vivid, and it does look beautiful. Moving on to the maps and their design structure, DICE have done a really good job at making sure that pretty much every game mode available on each map is tailored to make sure that it actually works. Of course, there are a few exceptions, Dawnbreaker Team Deathmatch, but most of them do work really well. My personal favourite at the moment is Hainan Resort on Rush. It's a mixture of infantry combat, a little bit of naval warfare in there as well, and there's a bit of air combat with helicopters, so all round it's a really good rush map. You work your way away from an aircraft carrier up onto the beach to take the first set of MCOMs. The second set of MCOMs are set up in the hills, and then the third and fourth sets are set away in the distance over towards one of the hotels. So it's a real mix of combat, and it works really well. And that's sort of blended across all the maps really. They all work really well with every single game mode in the game. The levels of customization of this game are just simply unrivaled. There is no game I know out there, at the moment at least, that can even rival Battlefield 4 when it comes to weapon and vehicle customization. I made a video around 5 months ago talking about customization in FPS games and saying that for Battlefield 4 it really needed to be ramped up because people wanted to play their way. DICE listened and they got it right. Sadly, it's not all good news. There are some sort of features in the game that I still don't think kind of work. There are some issues with the game, and that is the reason for the Day 1 patch, so I just want to explain what those issues were, and hopefully this patch that's come out is going to fix those. First of all, it doesn't feel at all as if the netcode has changed from Battlefield 3. I've been playing on European servers with a ping of around 30 to 50, so that's a relatively good connection, and I was still getting shot round corners. It also seems that the netcode is at fault for vehicle collision, because you still get this weird rubber banding glitching effect when vehicles get too close to each other. Now, in the build up to Battlefield 4 we saw gameplay on LAN servers rather than on servers that connect across the world, so perhaps what we were seeing wasn't a true representation of how the game was going to feel when it comes out to the general public. I'm really hoping that the Day 1 patch has sorted this out a little bit, but the netcode is a really big thing in the game that takes a lot of development for DICE at least, but it doesn't feel like they've got it right at all. Another issue is the sound engine. At the moment, there are a few bugs with it. The most notable one is voiceovers cutting out halfway through. Another one is where you're firing your weapon and it won't make any sound. Sometimes vehicle noise will cut out, ambient noise cuts out as well, but I think the Day 1 patch has been issued to make sure that that has been fixed. I believe at the present moment there is still an issue with the magazine reloading system that was only supposed to be reserved for the hardcore version of the game. This is the system where if you reload and you still have bullets in your magazine, you will lose those bullets. That is still present in the core gameplay mode of Battlefield 4 at the moment, but I'm pretty certain that the Day 1 patch is going to eliminate that. And to be honest, that's about all I can say. As I've said, I've only played about 12 hours of the game, and this is really my first impressions of getting the game out of the box and playing it. There are still a few issues, but as I said, my opinion is fairly positive at the moment, and I'm certain that DICE are going to kink out those bugs as soon as they can. But that's the end of the video, guys, so thank you for watching. Likes and comments are always appreciated, but until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.